So what is up, YouTube? It's your boys Jumpin' Three Stripes, also known as
Jumpman with 3 stripes.
I guess we're gonna import it right here. It's been a minute since we've been able to do a video together, since I went to Cape Cod, then he went to a camping trip, but we're back. The topic of today's discussion is gonna be whether or not the sneaker world and like just shoe game is dying out. The reason we're gonna talk about this is because a lot of people, and it's kind of almost true, like this Jordan brand is going down, Nike basketball is going down, so it brings up a question: is the shoe game or the sneaker world slowly on a downhill till it's like kind of just dead?
I think it's falling. I think the sneaker game is falling because working at a sneaker store, you get to see all the BS type of shoes that these companies are putting out just as a money grab that just sit on these shelves. I mean, the amount of retros we have sitting on our shelves, we have 6, 7, 8 just sitting there. Eventually you're gonna be put on sale.
But so do you think that just because Jordan's going down, that's bringing down the whole sneaker world and like community? Or
no, but I'm saying like there's Jordans that are sitting, and then you look over at Adidas, unless it's an Ultra Boost. Even if it's an Ultra Boost, we had the triple white Ultra Boost sitting for a while. All these shoes are just, they're sitting, they're going on sale. Like almost all of Adidas shoes are going on sale, except for the multicolored Ultra Boost. It's interesting to see all these different shoes that are just sitting. And before, if you were to tell me that 3-4 years ago, I think that'd be crazy.
See, that's the interesting part too, because when we first got into the shoe game and really interested in sneakers and that world, it was when Jordan would come out with a release about once a month, maybe twice a month, and every single time it all sold out. So getting into it then and seeing that, it definitely is a very big shock to us now, seeing just everything sit. It's like, I mean, they are almost having a release almost every weekend. The thing is, it's like, people always complain about creating new colorways, but then when they re-retro a shoe, they can't make it right every single time. And like, I almost like that they don't, because it makes every model different. It makes the 09 Space Jam special to some people, while the 16 Space Jam is special to other people, depending on your preferences. There's 2 versions of a Space Jam. You get to rock the version you like. I think that's cool. At the same time, I wish the 09 Space Jam was recreated as a new version, or as just a new shoe that's not gonna fall apart sooner. So they have that. It's not even an issue, but like, they have people, there's always negatives that people complain about. They don't like the new colorways, but they don't like the way that they're reproducing old retros. So what are they supposed to do? And the new models that they come out with, like the 31 or whatever, people, I mean, they're sick, but people aren't jumping all over them like crazy, unless it's the Russell Westbrook ones, the MVP ones, the why nots or whatever. I think that Jordan is in a very tough position because of that. Because people don't like the new colorways, and they don't like them re-retroing certain stuff because they don't execute the way that they want to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And about Adidas, I feel like they're definitely taking over, and I think that the Ultra Boost hype is starting to fade away.
Yeah.
Because I thought the multicolor would, like, I think that's something that would sell out like instantly. Like, that's crazy. That's almost like on my.
The only thing that it's only selling out if it's an exclusive shoe anymore.
Yeah.
If it's a Yeezy, if it's an 11, if it's a 1, there's not many shoes that are just gonna sell out.
Since I think everybody agrees that Jordan is on a downhill temporarily, I really think it's just a temporary thing. But since they're on a downhill, and you were kind of saying Adidas stuff was sitting too, is everything going down, or do you still think Adidas is on the rise?
I think Adidas they're on a downhill, but they have little like ups and
See,
downs.
I almost feel like they're on an uphill with a little wave to it.
No, because you don't see the shoes they release.
Yeah, I'm not on the inside.
Because I see all the Like all you see are the Ultra Boosts and the Yeezys. You don't see the $70 shoes that they're making and the Pure Boosts that are just sitting there. There's a bunch of shoes that are just sitting. They have a couple they have like the Yeezy, they have the Ultra Boost. They have these shoes, a couple shoes that just keep selling and selling and selling. They'll always sell out.
Yeah.
But they also have a lot of just shoes that just sit there.
So do you think that it's either they're producing too many, so people who would buy them are still buying them, and then they're just left over because they're producing it enough? They're supplying too much for the demand, where before the demand was higher, so that's why everything sold out. So now they're adjusting to the demand. Or do you think people are stopping, like not buying it?
I think Adidas is just trying to be like, you know what, we're just gonna take whatever we can, make it look like we're gonna take like an NMD, give it just whatever colorway, they'll just make the design and hope it sells and hope it sticks.
See, the one thing I think is a little wacky is how the Yeezys that came out, like from Black Friday a year ago, or like last Black Friday, how I heard like Kanye didn't even approve of those models or of those colorways. I think that's a little screwy. It's like you were saying, they're just literally throwing any colorway together and putting it out there. I feel like they did that with the Yeezys. With those Yeezys, they were still dope, but like the only one that I think is really cool from the Black Friday release is the pink one, because there's never really been a pink Yeezy. I'm not a fan of the copper. I like the olive green, but it looks way too similar to the Oreo or the white stripe one, which I had both, and I got rid of the green ones because they just look too damn similar. I'm like, I don't need both of them. I feel like that piggybacked off of the whole NMD thing. They're just throwing all colorways out there.
But they know they can make a crap Yeezy and it's gonna sell out.
Yeah.
They know that, and they're gonna be like, you know what? These are not gonna sell out, but who cares? It took $5 to make them. If we sell them for $70 and we sell.
So with all this said, is the shoe game on a downhill? Is it slowly dying, or what do you think? And then I'll give my opinion.
I think it's on the downhill because of one reason. Hype. If it's not hyped, it won't sell.
I definitely think people are getting away from rocking what they like. But people aren't necessarily a hype beast buying all this stuff on purpose, or like just because it's hype, but they're more concentrated on that, and it limits them from buying what they truly like. Like me, for example, a shoe that I really like and is personal to me is the Pure Money 4, which I eventually did buy even though there was no hype around it. I bought that. But now, since I bought hype stuff, I might have to try to sell them for what I bought them for, or just return them because I made other purchases and I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford all of them. That's like I'm in that position too. So it definitely is a huge factor. So I definitely agree that hype is the thing bringing it down. Since you think the hype is causing all this corruption, if you want to call it that, in the sneaker world, does that mean? I think definitely in the future everything will spark back up how it used to be. I think it's just a temporary thing. But does that mean that all the general release shoes right now that are sitting will be worth a lot in the future because no one will cop them and they'll eventually pull them from the shelves and they'll go back to Jordan Factory or whatever? Do you think getting them now would be a good investment because the value would go way up in the future? Do you think that's a thing or not? Because I've been thinking about that a lot.
I think it is, because I think the sneaker game is a circle. It's a circle. So you start out like we had a couple years ago where you had so many shoes and then you resell, you maybe remake them once, like a popular shoe, like a Bread one or a Royal. And then you start to get to the Yeezys, you start to get more hype shoes, people start asking for the shoes that you already released, and then you get to the point where we're at right now, where everything just sits, and I think it'll get to the point again where everybody wished they had what they had. Everybody's saying like,
I see what you mean. So like, give it 5 years, people will wish that.
I think in a few years down the road, people would be like, you know what? I wish I copped that True Blue with the Nike Air on the back, Space Jam with the 45 on the back. I think some of these will come back to bite people in the butt because they didn't buy them.
Okay. So I think the overall conclusion is that it's just a cyclical thing where it's on a downhill right now, but will turn back around and be. It's not even that it's not prosperous right now. It is still booming and all great. It's definitely a decline in a lot of areas, in our opinion at least. So we want to hear what everybody else thinks, because we think it's a very interesting topic that can be talked about for hours, honestly. Like, this is honestly just, I think, touching the surface, and I think it could go really deep down into a talk. And I would love to make a podcast and literally just talk for an hour. If anyone's viewing this that would love to do that, I think we'd be down. So I think it's a really good discussion topic. Leave your comments down below what you think. Also, just a quick reminder that October 22nd is 518 Sneaker Fest. We will be in attendance with a table. We cannot wait for it. Anyone that is able to go should go. It's going to be a blast. We can't wait. We're definitely going to have a shirt to sell, maybe 2, hint, hint. But it's going to be a blast. We might even bring some of our personal kicks to try to sell or trade away, or maybe even give away. Small possibility. If you like this shirt, let us know so we can produce it and provide a supply to the demand if we have it. Let us know in the comments down below, or contact us via email, DM on Twitter, Instagram, text us if you know us, everything. The come up is now.
We are on the come up.
So join
The come up.
come up.